Forgotten Planet is a poem that portrays childhood and the loss of innocence. Pay attention to the narrator's shift in her attitude towards the planets that she saw on the playground as a child. Forgotten Planet by Doug Dorph. I ask my daughter to name the planets. Venus, Mars, and Plutus, she says. When I was 6 or 7, my father woke me in the middle of the night. We went down to the playground and lay on our backs on the concrete, looking up for the meteors the TV said would shower. I don't remember any meteors. I remember my back pressed to the planet Earth, my father's bulk like gravity next to me, the occasional rumble from his throat, the apartment buildings dark windowed, the sky close enough to poke with my finger. Now, knowledge erodes wonder. The niggling voice reminds me that the sun does shine on the dark side of the moon. My daughter's ignorance is my bliss. Through her eyes, I spy like a voyeur. I travel in a rocket ship to the planet Plutus. On Plutus, I no longer long for the past. On Plutus, there are actual surprises. On Plutus, I am happy. There are two very interesting word choices in this poem, niggling and voyeur. Niggling has the connotations of nagging or annoyance found in something petty. The choice to describe the narrator's voice in her head reminding her that the sun does shine on the other side of the moon emphasizes the narrator's tone of frustration and displeasure towards growing up in adulthood. Whereas voyeur connotes with something done secretly or in solitude. This word choice portrays how the narrator is ashamed of her longing for old times, and she is also ashamed of the jealousy that she has towards her daughter and her daughter's youth. Plutus, the made-up planet, represents childhood and innocence. In the poem, lots of innocence is portrayed through the narrator's growing wisdom, specifically of astronomy and the planets she admired so greatly when she was younger. I can relate to this poem because I no longer find joy in things that used to excite me so greatly when I was much younger, and I think that probably anyone could relate to this poem as well. Maturing is an inevitable process, and the naive days of childhood are always greatly missed and looked back on with envy.